What's up, curious youngsters? If we're always wasting time doing useless things or watching millions of videos, ending up with those weird YouTube recommendations, how about focusing on Mr. Curiosity for a bit? Learning 30 totally epic facts that you'll forget in 10 minutes, but these aren't just any facts. They're going to leave you completely amazed. For this and much more, here are 30 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago. 1. Contrary to what many might think, shark eggs are not all the same, and they also don't look much like the classic fish eggs we're already familiar with. Some, like the cat shark, have offspring through these eggs. Yeah, they look like anything but an egg, but who's going to criticize poor Tiburon Syndos? Mice don't look much like humans at first glance, and even though we have Stuart Little and the mice from Shrek acting like people, the differences are obvious. But apparently, their DNA structure has more than 95% similarity with our DNA, and this is one of the reasons why they are used so much in experiments. Numbers and statistics can be very addictive, and for example, did you know that around 360,000 people are born and 150,000 people die every day in the world? We welcome 210,000 new people daily. Who will we greet in this video? 4. Nature is so interesting that it brings us animals as strange as the Saiga antelope. And no, it's not that it went through Chernobyl, it's just an antelope with a very, very strange nose. 5. If you like coffee, you should know that extremely high doses of caffeine can cause you to hallucinate, making you see and hear things that don't really exist. And like everything in life, if you go to an extreme, a super extreme, the most extreme, you could die. 6. If you thought your school teachers were old, it's because you hadn't seen this video. Methuselah is the name given to the oldest pine tree in the world, which is considered the oldest living organism, with an estimated age of more than 4,850 years. The name was given after the biblical character who, according to the Bible, lived 969 years, 7 in 1977. A student from Princeton University in New Jersey, United States, had written an essay about how to make a nuclear bomb for less than $100. And not only did he get the highest grade, but he also earned a real interrogation with the FBI, who confiscated his work. Whew, that was close, my friend Ocho. Don't go blind trying to see it, but you should know that you're always seeing your nose. It's just that the brain we have up there is so smart that it ignores it, so we don't get overwhelmed. 9. The so-called black box on airplanes is neither a box nor is it black. It's a recorder with a steel casing that's painted orange to help in its search after the plane has had an accident. 10. Intelligent people tend to have messy handwriting because they think faster, and as a result, their handwriting is a bit more careless. Is your handwriting messy? Tell me yes, because if not, it would mean you're not intelligent. And sorry, let's continue once. If you like history, maybe you knew this fact. Adolf Hitler's nephew, William Patrick Hitler, served in the United States Navy during World War II, and he fought in the war against his uncle. That's treason, Jimmy Dose. Which came first, chicken or egg? According to a group of scientists, the chicken came before the egg, since without certain proteins, which are only produced by chickens, the eggshell could never form and therefore wouldn't exist. Let's see if you knew that, Johnny 13. What you're about to hear, even though it sounds incredible, is real. In 1989, the Soviet Union, not knowing how to pay Pepsi for the production and marketing of the drink in that country, and since the ruble, the Russian currency, was useless to the American company, so Pepsi received as payment 17 submarines, a cruiser, and other warships, which made Pepsi the 6th largest military power in the world. At that moment, 14, the armadillo shell is extremely tough. That there is evidence that once a farmer from Texas in the United States shot an armadillo, and since the bullet bounced off the shell, it ended up hitting the poor farmer's jaw, who had to receive medical attention. 15. If the jellyfish called the box jellyfish stings you, then you only have 45 seconds to live. The most venomous animal in the world is the box jellyfish, Yes, like many of the world's most dangerous animals, they can be found in Australia. What a danger indeed. 16 strange things happen somewhere, sometime. We find that in 1386. In France, a poor pig was publicly hanged, accused of having killed a child. Yes, the French are a little crazy. 17 when you get married, or if not, when you see an engagement ring. You're sure to see it on the ring finger, which would be the fourth finger of your hand. And it's placed there because it was believed that finger had a vein that went straight to the heart. Oh, how sweet. 18. We're getting a little darker now. And I'm sure you didn't know that the word cemetery comes from the Greek term koimeterion, which means dormitory, because according to Christian belief, in the cemetery the bodies slept until the day of their resurrection. 19. Our brain is so smart that if you try to hold your breath to die, you won't be able to do it. Because either you won't be able to hold it, or as a last resort, your brain will make you faint, and then your body will breathe for you. Well thought out, human body. 20. If you like dogs, like I do, you should know that there's a festival called Kukur Tihar, which takes place every year in Nepal, where dogs are honored for their great friendship and incredible loyalty to people. 21. Nature is so impressive that it gives us all kinds of animals. And for example, we have birds like flamingos, which are simply spectacular. And where's the fun fact, Mr. Curiosity? Well, flamingos are pink because their diet is based on shrimp, which gives them that characteristic color. But don't worry, eating a lot of lemons won't turn you into the Simpsons 22. In China, killing a panda or any endangered animal is punished with the death penalty. Wow, the Chinese are way ahead, even when it comes to protecting our poor little animals. 23. Dying is illegal on Svalbard, an island in Norway. Yes, this law was created in 1950 when the residents realized that due to the cold, bodies did not decompose on the island. If you're going to die, you must go to the mainland. 24. The planet Pluto was discovered by a 23-year-old guy who worked on a farm and had no studies in astronomy. Apparently, he spent a year comparing pictures of the night sky, looking for changes in the positions of the stars. Later on, he ended up teaching astronomy at the University of New Mexico. 25. China is the least religious country in the world, according to a study from 2018. Approximately 90% of all Chinese citizens said they had no interest in any religion. 26. If we continue with the records of who can endure the most in this life, we have to know that Krimpuff holds the Guinness record for being the cat that has lived the longest. She passed away in 2005 at age 38 in Austin, Texas, United States of America. 27. Crispo de Solos was an ancient philosopher from Athens, who at the age of 73 died from a laughing fit, caused by a joke he himself made. Apparently, while he was drinking wine, he thought it would be a good idea to give some to a poor donkey, who after a while was completely drunk, and he found the situation so funny that he laughed until a heart attack killed him at 28. When you bite your tongue intentionally, your brain detects the pain and doesn't allow you to use enough force to hurt yourself, which doesn't happen when you bite your tongue unintentionally. But please don't go biting your tongue because Mr. Curiosity doesn't want any legal trouble. 29. A pretty random fact is that Michael Jackson was so fond of the Spider-Man saga that he tried to buy Marvel several times just so he could play Spider-Man in a movie. 30. If you think about this, it might blow your mind, but you need to know it. If you could make a hole from one side of the earth to the other, it would only take 45 minutes to fall through. But before you reach the other end, you would start falling in the opposite direction, and that way you would enter a loop that would break the matrix. Before I go, let me say hi to some subscribers. First of all, a big shout out to Mr. Curiosity fan channel who made a fan channel for Mr. Curiosity. Another big shout out to Walnut Crane 39 and Animation Without Budget. I couldn't greet you in the earlier videos, right? I'm also going to send a super welcome greeting to Oliver Germain, who recently joined the channel. Another greeting for Carlos Zedillo, whom I didn't greet in the previous video. Next, another big greeting for Juana Benito, who is a big fan of the channel, and I also hadn't been able to greet her in the previous videos. Then I'm going to send a big greeting to San Luis and all of Mexico. Another greeting for Adrian Correa, who is supporting the channel a lot. And finally, I'm going to greet Diana Lozada, also known as Shaka Park. Another greeting for Gulbikut Kawai and Luz Estela Reche, who greatly supports the channel. And the last greeting goes to Daniel Marchini. Now, leave your like if you enjoyed it, or really comment anything you want. Don't forget to share the channel and the video with your friends. Our numbers are growing. Mr. Curiosity here. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to catch all the new videos. I am Mr. Curiosity.